Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for Chapter 3, Part 1, History, the earliest people. In this video, we will discuss about the Paleolithic period or the Old Stone Age. Also, we will discuss about the people as hunter and gatherers, skills and knowledge required for hunter-gatherers, shelter, clothing, stone tools, use of stone tools. So these are some of the topics which we will discuss in this video. So the first topic which we have is the Paleolithic period or the Old Stone Age. Now, our earth came into existence about 5 billion years ago. But life on the earth in the form of plants and animals appeared much later. If we talk about the earliest man, they came about 2 million years ago. After that, it took thousands of years for human beings to change and evolve into what they are today. Till 3000 BC, early humans used stone on a large scale for various purposes, and therefore this period is known as the Stone Age. As they were using stone on a large scale, so this period was called Stone Age. Now Stone Age is further divided into Paleolithic period and Mesolithic period. Also the Neolithic period. So we have it is divided into three parts: Paleolithic period, Mesolithic period and Neolithic period. So in this chapter we will discuss about first two Stone Age, that is Paleolithic period and Mesolithic period. And in this video we will discuss about Paleolithic period. Now Paleolithic, the word is derived from two Greek words. One is paleo, and paleo means old, and lithos. Lithos means stone. And you can see it is also known as Old Stone Age. Now this period extends from 2 million years ago to 12,000 years ago. This is the duration of Old Stone Age or Paleolithic period. Now, entire Paleolithic period covers 99% of human history. So you can see it is having a very huge, almost all of the portion of the human history. Now this Paleolithic period, as it is a very long period, so it is divided into lower, middle and upper Paleolithic period. So first, if we see the Stone Age, as the people used stone on large scale, the period is called Stone Age. Now Stone Age is divided into three parts: Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. Further, the Paleolithic period, which contains 99% of human history, a long duration of human history, it is divided into lower Paleolithic period, Middle Paleolithic period and Upper Paleolithic period. Now, if we talk about the features of Paleolithic period, we have food, the people as hunter and gatherers. As we already know that early human, they were hunter and gatherers. They lived in the subcontinent from around 2 million years ago. From that time they are living in the subcontinent. Now they were known by this name because normally they gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks and eggs. So they were gathering the food, plant and plant products, and thus they were called gatherers. Also they hunted wild animals and caught fish and bird for their food, and thus they were called hunters. Now plant produce from different types of plant was the main source of their food. Mainly they were dependent on the plant for their food. Now, what are the skills and knowledge required for hunter and gatherers? Now, hunting animals was not an easy task. There are several animals that run very fast and are more stronger than us. Moreover, hunting animals or catching fish requires alertness, quick reflexes, and presence of mind. So a person should be very alert, very quick, and there should be presence of mind to do hunting. Same way, for gathering plant produce, one should have knowledge that which part of plant is edible, because many of the plants are poisonous. So one should have knowledge that in which season the plants will, the fruits will ripen, which plants are edible, which plants are poisonous. So the person should have this kind of knowledge to gather food from the plants. So here you can see hunter and gatherers both need good skills and knowledge. The gatherer should know about the plant, and hunters should be very alert, very quick, and presence of mind should be there. Now shelter, where the people were living that time. To protect themselves from wild animals and rough weather. Rough weather means sun, rain and cold. To protect themselves from these things, wild animals and weather, they took shelter in the caves. They also lived under the leafy branches of trees, and later they began to build huts. Now to build these huts, they were using wood, and the main places where they lived, where they generally lived near the sources of water such as rivers and lakes, so that they can easily get the water, because without water no one can survive. It is very essential for human being. So they were living near the source of water. Stone tools were very important for them. So they searched for the place where good stones were easily available. So you can see, to protect themselves from animals, wild animals and weather, they took shelter in the caves, also under the leafy branches of trees. But later on they started making huts, and they used wood to make huts. Also, which kind of place they chose to live? They chose the place which had the source of water, and as they were using the stones for their tools, so they chose the place where good stones were easily available. Now the places where these people lived are known as habitation sites. And the habitation sites include caves and shelters. Natural caves and rock shelters in the Vindhyas and the Deccan Plateau, which is close to Narmada Valley, were the habitation sites of the people that time. Also, there are some of the important archaeological sources which we will see in the map. Now, archaeologists have found evidences of human gatherers from these sites. Now, clothing. Which kind of clothes the early men used to wear? So, initially, the early men did not wear clothes. Later, they learned how to wear skin of animals which they hunted for food, or all barks and leaves of trees. So initially they were not wearing any clothes, but later on they were hunting the animals for food, and they were using their skin to wear as clothes. Also the bark and leaves of trees. So here we will see the map of archaeological sites. So you can see, this is a map of archaeological sites. Now you can see here the places which have triangle icon with it, that is Paleolithic sites. You can see Hungski, Kurnul caves are the Paleolithic sites. Now the square one are the Neolithic sites, and we can see many of the Neolithic sites: Burzahom, Mehergarh, Chirand, Daujali Heading, Koldeva, Mahagarh, Hallur, Payampalli. So these are some of the Neolithic sites. Then we have megalithic sites that we'll discuss about this later. Circle 1 are the megalithic sites. Now early villages are there which have diamond shape, Inamgaon. Then we have modern cities which have the star mark. So this is the map which shows us the important archaeological sites. So next we will discuss about the stone tools. Because of using stone tools on large scale, this period got its name, that is Stone Age. Now the archaeological evidence suggests that hunter-gatherers used tools made of stone, wood and bone. The stone tools have survived the best The Paleolithic people were the first to make stone implements. They began to make crude and polished stone tools. Most of them were made of a rock called flint. Large pieces of stones were shaped into hammer, scrapers, and axe heads. So like this they were making the stones. Now we will discuss about it in detail. Now there may be two different techniques adopted by the hunter-gatherers for making stone tools. The first technique is stone on stone. Now in this technique, the core pebble, the main pebble from which this tool was to be made, was held in one hand. They were holding the stone in one hand, the main stone from which they need to make the tool. Another stone that was used as a hammer was held in other hand. Thus, the second stone was used for striking off flakes from the first stone. Now, these process continued till the required shape was obtained. They were striking off both the stones and till the time it is not getting its shape. So this was stone on stone technique by which they were making the tools. Second, we have pressure flaking. In this technique, the core pebble, the main pebble was placed on a firm surface like a rock. So they were keeping the main pebble, core pebble on a rock or on a surface. A piece of bone or stone was placed on the core pebble. Then a hammer stone was used on the placed bone or stone to remove flakes so that it could be shaped into tools. So in the first stone on stone technique, we saw that two stones were used. Now they were striking off the both the stones and till the time it is not getting its shape. Here you can see that one stone, the core stone, will be placed on a surface. After that, a bone or stone will be placed on that, and then one hammer stone will be placed placed on that to remove the flakes. So that is pressure flaking technique. Here you can see the picture. At the right hand side, up at the top, you can see that is stone on stone technique. So they are just striking off both the stones till the time it is not getting its shape. Now downwards you can see the description, the process, how it is done. Here you can see this is the stone on stone technique, and this one is the pressure flaking technique. So you can see the difference in both the pictures. Now we will discuss about the uses of stone tools. So there were many uses of stone tools. Some stone tools were used to chop fruits and roots, cut meats, bones and trees, scrap bark from trees and hide animal skin. Some tools like spears and arrows were used for hunting, and they may have been attached to handles of bones or woods. Some were used to chop wood that was used as firewood. Stone tools might have also been used for digging the ground for getting edible roots. Also, they were used for stitching clothes made out of animal skin. The places where stone was found and where people made tools were known as factory sites. Now, people lived at factory sites for long duration, and such sites were called habitation cum factory sites. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.